She has already conquered Olympic gold medalists, Grand Slam champions, and the world number 3. Now, Alex EALA stands on the brink of her biggest stage yet. With a career-high seeding, a record $108 million prize pool on the line, and a nation watching, she's about to face a 24-year-old who has already beaten her before. The moment the draw was released, Alex EALA's name appeared in a position that would have been unthinkable just months ago. The 21-year-old Filipina had been seeded no. 17 at the US Open, by far the highest seeding of her career at a Grand Slam. She had surpassed her previous best seeding of no. 29 at Wimbledon, where she became the first Filipino player ever seeded in a Grand Slam singles draw. The significance of this seeding cannot be overstated. EALA earned her career-high seeding after climbing to a career-best no. 18 in the WTA rankings, collecting 2,281 points following an impressive North American hard-court swing that included her historic Washington Open title. The seeding was bumped up another notch after the withdrawal of Canadian number 15 Victoria Mboko due to injury. A top 17 seed means EALA will face a qualifier in the first round. A player who has already fought through 3 matches just to reach the main draw. If she advances, she'll face either Ukraine's Oleksandra Oliynykova or American wildcard Reese Brantmeier in the second round. Beyond that, the path is lined with potential challenges. A likely third-round matchup against her good friend Eva Jovic, the number 14 seed, and a potential fourth-round clash with no. 4 seed Coco Gauff, the 2023 US Open champion. The seeding is history, the draw is set, and Alex EALA is ready to prove that her rise from number 143 to number 18 in the world was no fluke. The draw was released, but one crucial detail remained unknown. Alex EALA's first-round opponent. With qualifying still ongoing, the identity of the player who would stand across the net from her on August 30 remained a mystery. What was clear, however, was the path that awaited her if she advanced. Her second-round opponent would be the winner of a first-round match between Ukraine's Oleksandra Oliynykova and American wildcard Reese Brantmeier. Both players had earned their spots through different paths. Oliynykova had already proven she could defeat EALA in a WTA event. Brantmeier, meanwhile, represented the promise of American college tennis. An NCAA champion with nothing to lose. The qualifier EALA would face in the first round might not have a name yet, but the player would be battle-tested. The qualifying rounds at the US Open are grueling, with players fighting through 3 matches just to earn a spot in the main draw. Her opponent would arrive with competitive matches already behind them, already accustomed to the courts and conditions of Flushing Meadows. The EALA effect had already transformed the tournament. According to Mary Jo Fernandez, the 3-time Grand Slam finalist and ESPN analyst, EALA's matches feel like a Billie Jean King Cup match because of the deafening crowds. Every point she wins feels like she's won more than a point. The fans that come to watch her play and practice are off the charts. And Patrick McEnroe, the former world no. 3 had already warned tournament organizers, put EALA on the big courts. With the massive Filipino diaspora in New York, and the phenomenon that had packed stadiums from Washington to Toronto, a small court wouldn't be able to contain her fans. The qualifier, whoever it was, would step onto a stage unlike anything they had ever experienced. A stadium filled with 24,000 fans, waving Philippine flags and chanting her name. The moment the gates opened at the Yuste Billie Jean King National Tennis Center, the flood of fans would begin. Not for the world number 1, not for the defending champion, but for a 21-year-old from Manila. The draw had delivered a familiar name, and for Alex EALA, the memory of that defeat was still fresh. Oleksandra Oliynykova stood across the net in Strasbourg, and the result was one that EALA had not forgotten. The Ukrainian qualifier had defeated the Filipina 6-3, 5-7, 3-6 in the opening round of the WTA 500 event in France. It was a match that EALA had every right to win, and one that she had been waiting to avenge ever since. The battle in Strasbourg had been a war of attrition. EALA dictated play early, seizing the first set with authority. She saved 5 break points in the 7th game, holding serve after 7 deuces to maintain control, then secured the first break of the match to close out the opener 6-3 after 57 minutes. But then the match slipped away. Oleynykova's looping ground strokes, complemented by slices and drop shots, troubled EALA throughout the second set. The Ukrainian raced to a 4-0 lead, then 5-1, before EALA mounted a fierce comeback to level at 5-5. But Oliynykova held her nerve, capturing the final 2 games to force a decider. In the third set, EALA took a 3-2 lead, even earning a break point in the 6th game. But Oliynykova refused to let the match slip away. She answered immediately with a break of her own in the 6th game and went on to blank EALA for the rest of the match, completing the comeback victory after 2 hours and 54 minutes. It was an amazing match. It's very close and it's a fight for every point, Oliynykova said in her on-court interview. The Ukrainian, ranked 28 rungs lower than EALA at the time, had scored what she called one of the biggest wins of her career. For Oliynykova, the victory was deeply personal. Her father, who serves as her manager, was in the Ukrainian army, defending his country. This win is very important to me because my father is in the army and defending Ukraine, she said, fighting back tears. It's been almost 2 years, but now he has a vacation, and he's coming tomorrow to France. He's coming here to watch me play. Every day is so emotionally important to me. The rematch would be a test of how much EALA had grown since that defeat. Strasbourg had been a learning experience, a reminder that even the most promising players can be beaten by opponents they're expected to defeat. Oleynykova's unusual and entertaining style of play had puzzled EALA at times. The Ukrainians' looping ground strokes, drop shots, and relentless movement had disrupted the Filipina's rhythm in ways she hadn't anticipated. But this was a different EALA. The player who had fallen to Oliynykova in May was ranked number 38 in the world. Now, she was number 18, a WTA champion, and the highest-seeded Filipino player in U.S. Open history. She had beaten Olympic gold medalists, defending Grand Slam champions, and the world number 3. She had won her first WTA title in Washington, earning 500 ranking points and climbing 8 spots in the rankings. The rematch that haunts her is also the rematch that could define her. Oliynykova had proven she could beat EALA once, but EALA had proven she could beat anyone. And at the U.S. Open, with the biggest stage in tennis awaiting her, she had a chance to exorcise the ghost of Strasbourg. While the tennis world focused on the Strasbourg rematch, another name lurked in the shadows of the draw. Reese Brantmeier, the American wildcard, had a story of her own and a history with EALA that few remembered. 5 years ago, on the very same grounds of Flushing Meadows, Brantmeier had stood across the net from EALA in the junior girls doubles semifinals. The American, partnered with Elvina Kalieva, defeated EALA and her Belgian partner Han van de Winkel in a match tiebreak. It wasn't a singles match. It wasn't a WTA-level encounter. But it was a reminder that the two had shared a court before, on a stage that now felt like a lifetime ago. What Brantmeier has achieved since then is nothing short of extraordinary. The 24-year-old from Whitewater, Wisconsin, is one of the most decorated collegiate tennis players in recent history. She won the NCAA Singles Championship in 2025, becoming only the second Tar Heel to do so. She was named ACC Player of the Year in both 2025 and 2026 and earned ITA All-America honors 10 times. The first UNC women's tennis player to achieve that feat. Her impact on the sport extended beyond the court. In April 2026, the NCAA agreed to a $2.02 million settlement in a class action lawsuit brought by Brantmeier and former Texas player Maya Joint, challenging restrictions on athletes accepting prize money before enrolling in college. The settlement changed the landscape of collegiate athletics, paving the way for future players to pursue professional opportunities without sacrificing their NCAA eligibility. Brantmeier's NCAA Singles Championship in 2025 was a testament to her perseverance. She defeated California's Berta Passola Folch in the final 6-3, 6-3, capping a remarkable run that included an upset of the number 2 seed in the quarterfinals. She was also a member of UNC's 2023 NCAA championship team. the 2023 ITA Indoor National Champions, and the 2024 and 2025 ACC Championship teams. Now, Brantmeier has her sights set on a new challenge, the main draw of the US Open. She received a wildcard entry and, with a victory over Oliynykova in the first round, would face Alex EALA on one of the biggest stages in tennis. For EALA, the task is clear. Whether she faces the woman who beat her in Strasbourg or the American wildcard with a history in New York, the second round will be a test of her growth. Oliynykova has proven she can beat EALA on the WTA Tour. Brantmeier, despite her collegiate accolades, would be a relative unknown on the professional stage, playing with nothing to lose and everything to gain. The second-round opponent remains uncertain. But one thing is clear. Whoever stands across the net from EALA at Flushing Meadows will be ready to fight. And EALA will need to be ready too. The roar of the crowd at Arthur Ashe Stadium is one thing. The roar of the cash register is something else entirely. And when the numbers behind the US Open prize money were revealed, the tennis world was left speechless. The record $108 million total purse represents a 20% increase from the $90 million distributed in 2025. The singles champions will each take home a staggering $5.5 million, the largest winner's check ever awarded at a tennis tournament. The runners-up will receive $2.8 million, semifinalists $1.45 million, and quarterfinalists $780,000. But what makes this prize pool historic isn't just the top prizes. It's the dramatic increase at the bottom. Players eliminated in the first round will earn $140,000, the highest first-round payout in Grand Slam history. That's a 27% increase from 2025, compared with a 10% increase for the eventual singles champions. The disparity is intentional. The USTA has deliberately chosen to spread the wealth, ensuring that even players who don't make it to the second week can earn a life-changing paycheck. For a player like Alex EALA, the numbers are staggering. A first-round victory would push her earnings to $190,000, approximately $11.7 million. A run to the third round is worth $289,000, the quarterfinals $780,000, and the semifinals $1.45 million. Beyond singles, EALA has already earned $35,000 from her mixed doubles appearance with Felix Auger-Aliassime. And with the doubles prize money also set at record levels, every match she plays adds to her growing career earnings. The $108 million stage is set. And as EALA prepares for her first-round match against a qualifier, the numbers are a reminder of how far she has come. From fighting through qualifying rounds to being a seeded player in the final Grand Slam of the year, she is no longer just competing for pride. She is competing for a fortune. Alex EALA has earned a career-high number 17 seeding at the 2026 US Open, the highest ever for a Filipino player at a Grand Slam. She will face a qualifier in the first round before a potential rematch with Oleksandra Oliynykova, who defeated her in Strasbourg earlier this year, or a clash with American wildcard Reese Brantmeier. The record $108 million prize pool awaits, with a $5.5 million champion's check and a $140,000 first-round payout. EALA enters the tournament as a WTA title holder and one of the most dangerous players in the draw. If you enjoyed this story, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We bring you the biggest stories in tennis, drama, and emotion every single week. Don't miss what happens next.